Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. I hope you're all having a fantastic day. Before we begin, please make sure to hit the subscribe button. Roker has shared the reason that he's missing from the Today Show. This is something that fans noticed and wanted an answer for. Al was missing from 2 episodes last week. This is not normal for Al. However, fans wanted to make sure that he was okay. On the show, he did not address his absence. However, he has now shared what was going on during this time. Keep reading to find out more about this situation. Roker is a beloved host on the Today Show. He adds a lot of character and personality to the segments. However, last week, fans were disappointed and curious when he was missing from 2 episodes. On Wednesday, November 12th, he was gone. Fans wondered if he was just sick. However, Thursday, November 13th, rolled around, and he was missing again. Fans were starting to get concerned. They did not know if something was wrong or not. Al did end up returning on Friday, November 14th. However, he did not speak about his absence. So, fans were confused as to why he was not on the air. Roker has shared the reason that he was missing from the Today Show last week. The reasoning seems to be fair, as he was working on a story that had been in the making for 100 years. I never realized you can walk across most of the terminals at Flylax Airport, so I got 2 miles in this morning. Heading back to NYC after shooting a story 100 years in making. Can't wait to share it with you next week on Today Show. I hope all #StartToday family gets something done today because #something just better than nothing. Fans are curious to see what Al has up his sleeve. However, this makes sense as to why he was gone. It seems as though Al was missing because he was gathering information on and shooting a story. This story has been in the making for 100 years, according to Al. However, fans cannot wait to see what he is talking about when it comes to the interesting story. It must have been important if he was taking 2 days off from the show for it. For a man who has always defined himself by his tireless work ethic, the man who would literally have to be blown out of the studio with dynamite, as he once joked, this message was a revelation. It was the emotional confession that his incredible resilience had finally found its limit. He wasn't forced to be off the air by illness this time. He was choosing to step away. He was listening to the wisdom he's accumulated over a lifetime. You cannot pour from an empty cup. His emotional message was a powerful lesson for our audience, a generation that often puts family, work, and community before self-care. Al Roker, the man who survived so much, was telling us all, it is okay to stop. It is essential to recharge. But even this honest, healing retreat wasn't the only reason for his absence. While he was recharging in the quiet sanctuary of his home, he was also simultaneously tackling one of the most exciting, century-in-the-making stories of his entire career. A clue he dropped on a flight back to New York City gives us the next piece of this incredible puzzle, and what it points to will completely change the narrative from one of concern to one of incredible professional excitement. If Al Roker isn't just resting, what incredible professional endeavor could pull a man like him away from the show he loves? This is where the story pivots from an emotional drama to a thrilling, secret mission. We know that for days, Al was absent from Studio 1A. Then, an Instagram post appeared, this time from a Los Angeles airport, confirming a suspicion no one saw coming. Al wrote, "Heading back to NYC after shooting a story 100 years in the making." 100 years in the making. This wasn't about the weather, this was about history. He added one more cryptic clue in a video from the set, calling the subject an American icon. The internet went into a frenzy. Who is this figure? Who is an American icon? whose story spans a century, and who would warrant an entire special feature from Al Roker himself. We believe we have cracked the code. There is only one figure whose life and legacy perfectly align with AL's hint, the legendary, ageless entertainer Dick Van Dyke. Mr. Van Dyke is on the verge of turning 100 years old this December. He is releasing a new book about his secrets to longevity. Imagine the interview, the beloved, resilient weatherman, Al Roker, sitting down with a true showbiz pioneer, discussing a century of American entertainment and the secret to a long, joyful life. This is the true, exciting reason for his most recent absence. He wasn't gone for sickness. He was gone for a